Hello and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Sam Barnett and these are your 11:15 headlines. Veteran manager Roy Hodgson has returned to the Premier League this morning. He has replaced Patrick Vieira as Crystal Palace manager for his second stint at the South London club. The 75-year-old has managed 22 different teams in 8 countries and has signed a contract until the end of the season. Former Saints goalkeeper gets a shock call-up to the England squad. Fraser Forster has received an unexpected international call-up after Newcastle goalkeeper Nick Pope was withdrawn through an injury concern. Forster made 134 appearances for Southampton over his 8-year spell in Hampshire. Great Britain Olympic gold medalist Maddie Hinch announced her retirement from hockey earlier today. At the 2016 Olympics, Hinch saved all 4 penalties in the final to win Team GB their first women's hockey gold. After playing 186 times for England and Great Britain, Hinch stated on her social media that the time is right. Sarah Hunter, the captain of the Red Roses, has announced she's retiring from international rugby after her last game this weekend against Scotland in the Women's Six Nations. The England captain will make a 141st appearance in this weekend in Newcastle and says, "I couldn't think of a better way to do it than in my hometown where my rugby journey started." New Zealand's rugby union squad will have a new head coach after this year's World Cup. The current Crusaders coach, Scott Robertson, will succeed Ian Foster as the coach of the All Blacks at the start of 2024. Robertson, who is a former All Blacks player, has signed a 4-year deal which will end after the 2027 World Cup. Yesterday, 2 favourites for the Tour de France went head-to-head in the sprint finish. 3-time Vuelta a España winner Primož Roglič beat current world champion Remco Evenepoel in a dramatic day 1 of the Tour of Catalunya. They punched it out in a Pyrenees mountains at 11:45 later today. Last night saw an absolute classic in the World Baseball Classic as Japan came back from 3-0 down against Mexico to win 6-5 in Miami. Masataka Yoshida scored the critical 3-run homer at the top of the 7th before Japan scored 2 runs in the final inning to get to the final, where they will face the USA. British tennis player Jack Draper has been forced to withdraw from the Miami Open. The world number 43 has been sidelined with a tear to his oblique muscle. He shockingly beat Andy Murray last week in the Indian Wells Masters, but also had to pull out of that tournament in the 4th round. And finally, the Solent football first team are enjoying their bragging rights today. They beat Uni of Southampton 4-1 in a local derby at Test Park last night. Goals from Maurice Dents, Tyler Wellman and a brace from Alfie Haggart sealed the victory. Thank you for watching. We'll be back at 12:15 for more sports stories.